This next video is about working with figures. So let's assume we have plotted a figure here. What I'll do is I'll just go through some of the things you can do with it. To start with, let's undock the figure and make it easier to see some of the tools. The first thing you can do, you can insert lines along the figure, like so. You can insert arrows, like so. Insert an X label, X-axis for instance, and all sorts of things. You can also, you click this arrow, it means you can highlight things that you've put on the graph and delete them. Alternatively, this is slightly more advanced, you can double click the thing and it will open a figure window wherein you can set various properties, such as here, say, the line color and the style and various things like this. As you've seen within the worksheets, you can do all of these things from the command line as well. So, for instance, if I just get rid of the property editors itself, if I want to add a Y label or an X label, I can just add a Y label with the command Y label, Y axis. So it's very quick to get things onto a figure and get figures looking kind of how you want them to. However, the most useful and quickest thing is getting figures ready for output to various things. The simplest way is simply to copy the figure like so, and then you can paste it into a document. So I've got a Word document open here. I'm just going to paste it straight in and my figure appears. It's a very, very quick and easy way of getting figures into a Word or PowerPoint or other such program. The other thing that one can do is to save the figure. There are various ways of saving the figure. The first way is to save it just as I have now. I'm going to save it to my Matlab files, to a .fig file. So I'm going to call this andy.fig. This saves it in a format where you can load it again, and everything, all the things that you've got can be altered. So if I save this, I'll show you what I can do. So if I close this now, I can then ask it to open Fig Andy, and it will search along its path for an andy.fig file, and there it's opened it. The thing about saving it in this format is that rather than it being a static picture, I can now zoom in and use all the tools that I could use before. So I can also, for instance, delete this, so it keeps it as a live object. If instead of this you want to export it, you can just save it as any number of different options, pretty much anything, bitmap, EPS, all these different formats. Personally, when I'm preparing figures for a presentation in a paper, journal paper, I tend to get them pretty much sort of 90% there in Matlab, and then export them with Illustrator, where you can then tidy them up a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty much all there is to say about figures. So I'll leave you to get back to the lessons.